As Nigerians await the outcome of the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, is hoping that the committee will lower key interest rates. Speaking earlier today on Channel's television breakfast program, Sunrise Daily, Mrs. Adeosun believes that this will help stimulate the economy, especially as the government plans to boost the economy without increasing debt servicing costs.
As you know, the CBN are fully independent of the Ministry of Finance, and the MP are independent economists the MPC, sorry, the Monetary Policy Committee, the independent economists that look at monetary policy, are indeed meeting today. My position has been that, look, this government is trying to spend its way out of trouble, and that spending, much of it, is being borrowed. So if you increase the interest rate, it increases our cost of debt service. So in an ideal world, I would need lower interest rates. I think business, when you're in a recession, typically you cut interest rates to stimulate activity. So we would love to see the MPC consider how they can help us lower interest rates, because we think in terms of business activity that will deliver greater results to Nigeria. And I do understand what they were trying to do, which was they're trying to manage inflation. But if you actually look at the structural nature of the inflation, it's unlikely to really respond to monetary policy initiatives. It's structural inflation that's caused largely by the pass-through of costs from the exchange rate movement. So I think there's a strong argument. I'm sure that debate is going on within the Monetary Policy Committee as to how we can bring the interest rate. Government borrowing is extremely attractive for banks to do, and for as long as government is always the risk-free, government is the cheapest borrowing, and everybody else borrows at a premium to that. Now, when government is borrowing heavily, which is what we're doing, we've got to be very careful, because we'll be driving up the interest rate. So, I mean, my ideal rate, I won't give you that figure, but we'd like the interest rates to come back down. We know that while inflation is high, you can't, there's a relationship between interest rates and inflation, and so I can understand what they're trying to. It needs a concerted effort, and we need to be more productive in the economy and drive out some of the structural things that keep interest rates high.